I got sent the speech a little earlier, so I kind of knew what she was going to say. I did think it was moving, though. I think she nailed it, the Queen, last night. I think she got it just perfect. And the way she said, "Together we fight this," she's including herself and with all of us that we've got to fight this terrible disease. Oh, definitely rallied the nation. I mean, the Queen is she doesn't do this often. When she does it, it's really important. I remember after Diana died, she made this amazing speech on a Thursday evening, 6 o'clock, live from Buckingham Palace, and it was tremendous. And up to then, the royals were getting lots of criticism for not being in London, not seem to be grieving in public, which I didn't think the Queen should do that. But she made this speech, and I remember watching it in a pub, and the whole pub went quiet. And she just she when she said, as your Queen and a grandmother, I think that just nailed it. And she just immediately all the criticism of the Queen and the royal family not coming to London evaporated. So yeah, I think she would rally the nation. She would definitely only do it when it was really important, and that's what made it so special. That's why it was streamed coast to coast through America. Every network carried it. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, countries throughout Europe carried that, because when the Queen does it, it's really important. And as I say, it wasn't very long, 4 minutes, but she was inclusive. She praised the NHS. She praised the essential workers. She felt, a sort of sympathy for people who had lost their lives, for families who were grieving, and of course put the government message across, which is stay indoors, don't go out, because by that way you're stopping more people dying. And she said, and saving people grief. And I think that was a great way to look at it. But the thing what was quite nice was when she referred back to when she was a young girl, and her and her sister Margaret made a speech from the same place, Windsor Castle. And it was about evacuees, about people like me that were sent away by our parents to avoid the bombs. We lived in London, by the docks in East London, and my brother and I were sent away. I was sent to Devon, he was sent to Dorset, and we never saw each other for 2 years, and we never saw our parents. I never saw my mother for 2 years. I saw my father once in that time. And that was a hardship for them, not for me. I don't remember too much about it, except we were well looked after. But for them, it was a hardship. And she was equating that with a hardship today, because it is for many people, it's even harder because they're living in tight accommodation where they are. There's no place for the children to play. And the police are now enforcing this, closing the parks, something that I'm sure they'll have to look again at. But she made that very clear, that a lot of people suffering, but as she said, it will end. We'll all meet again one day. And I thought that was a reference to the great song by Vera Lynn. In fact, after I read that, I looked up the words to the song, and it ends with, "We'll meet again one sunny day." And yesterday was a very sunny day, and I hope it's not too long before we see the end of this awful, awful, awful virus. We are all the same people. We are still the British. We are still we still got to accept this with dignity and with humour, as she mentioned, and get through it, and we will. For some people, it's going to be really difficult. People have lost their jobs. People that are, as I say, sick, and people who are suffering. The elderly, the infirm, people in care homes. It's going to be a huge battle, but we're all in this together. As the Prime Minister said, we're all in this together, and we're going to pull through together. And hopefully, when it's over, we'll have a big celebration. Well, the thing is, the problems are still there for the Queen. I mean, she's still got, Andrew. It threatened with the FBI. You've got Harry and Meghan have fled to Los Angeles, where the virus is even worse than it is here. They left Canada, a safe place. Very, very few cases of COVID-19, and they've gone to this place, and and almost, they say out of sight, out of mind. I think they're becoming irrelevant now. I don't think that they really matter that much. The Queen has got she's got a lot more priorities now. She's got a eldest son who's just recovered from this virus. She's probably concerned about him. The Duke he's very soon, he's going to be 98, and he's a bit frail now. So, and she is, she's still doing it. She still goes on television, and she gets a worldwide audience that film stars would kill for, TV stations would kill for. But she does it because when she does do it, she means it, and we all listen. And I reckon that there was over 30 million people watched that in Britain alone yesterday. So, we often look at the royal family, and many people feel that they are irrelevant. Some people wish that we never had the royal family. But it's occasions like yesterday when she sat in that room, very bare, no pictures on the table, plain dress, still wore her lovely pearls, and she just looks straight in the camera, and she gives it to you straight, but with compassion. And when you do that, then you realise we're lucky to have this monarchy, this constitutional monarchy. As I say, we will probably she'll probably never make another one of those speeches in her lifetime again. It may be the last one, but we will always remember it. We'll always remember it.